What up, YouTube? So today is going to be part 10 of the Honda Civic ekk2 California State Bar video, K20A2. Pretty much we're almost ready to go take this thing for a test drive, but I'm just going to go over the things you do need just in case you guys haven't seen my previous videos or barely catching on to this one right now. So what we have here is a K20A2 stock from an Acura 2002 RSX Type S. It pretty much does have to be completely stock. Things we did take off was like the AC and the power steering, since this car doesn't have it and we're not going to be running AC. It's pretty much just going to be kind of like a street car setup. But yeah, first thing you want to do is get a donor car just to make things a lot more easier. We got this full swap together. It has the pink slip ready for it. So you need the pink slip because they need the paperwork to file into the DMV and everything. So when this car does get its bar sticker, the DMV is aware, and Smog, everybody is aware that this motor belongs in here and where the motor came from. So let's start off with that. The only modification we do have is the intake, which is a CARB legal one, so that is okay with the bar and everything. Other than that, everything else pretty much has to be stock, as far as the idle hose, brake booster, evap. Every sensor has to be stock. There's no really aftermarket stuff you can really use besides the intake. You can use I guess a DC header, since those are still legal. You cannot use TSX. If you watched my Integra video, that was old. It was like 3-4 years ago. They don't allow that anymore. This is the RSX Type S exhaust manifold. If you do kind of notice, the motor is tilted, and that's the only way you can actually get this manifold to actually work. As you can see, I'm at the top hose on the bottom bolt bracket on this Hasport kit, so that's how I get the tilt on here. As far as the ECU has to be completely stock. You cannot run Honda, that would not work. It has to be the actual stock ECU from this car, or from this RSX Type S swap. As far as that, let's see, so everything aftermarket stuff, as far as like shifting and everything, that's fine, as long as it's not emission wise. That's where it gets to the point where you won't pass. I ran the temperature sensor right here, since it was already on the radiator, and the fan switch is on the bottom. You can run the bottom hose from K-Tuned or whatever, or any aftermarket company for that. And usually if I don't have this sensor right here, I'll drill and tap right here, since you can't delete this sensor and put the adapter there. You do need to have your cat converter. If you can see it, it's right there. But yeah, it does have to have stock cat. And then our gas tank has to be from the RSX as well, which hangs pretty low because it's a big tank. So this is the evap system. You have to run the evap box and everything, and all the system and the wiring. You have to rewire all this into the ECU, especially if you're going to use like an aftermarket harness. So they don't usually come with the evap. That, or you're gonna have to take apart the whole car and run the harness like that. So there's a couple ways of doing it. I just rather just use like a hybrid racing and repaint it. It's easier for me like that. Other than that, no check engine lights. If you do, don't even try to even make an appointment. It'll just be a waste of time for you and them, since it's very hard to get a barred appointment, since there's a lot of people getting their cat stolen and having to end up going. So they're very packed right now, so you want to make sure everything's perfect. The final thing is making sure all your monitors are set. So let me go in here and kind of show you. We do have to get that set. So I just been driving around the block and doing a couple testing. Alright, so when you're looking to get your monitor set, you're just gonna press enter on your scanner. This is like a $40 scanner. You can get this from like Harbor Freight or whatever. This is to give you an example. So once it scans through and everything. Hopefully it should say no codes or 0 DTCs, so that's good. So now we're gonna scroll down to, I guess, monitor. Basically it's the monitor menu, so I enter there. So we got our MIL off, MIL, which is our check engine light. Misfire is ready. Our fuel is ready. Our CCM is ready. Our cat's not ready yet because I have to do like a good 30-minute drive, which is probably what I'm gonna go do right now. Evap, we have to get evap, and then our O2 sensors, I believe, are not ready yet, but the heaters are not yet ready yet either. So 3 things we have to do to finish to set all the monitors. Once those are all set and everything is perfect, that's when you'll be able to make your appointment, and then you can basically get ready to go to the bar. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and just start taking this thing for a drive. We'll see how it runs and everything, and crack a little VTEC and just make sure everything is running good and smooth on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this camera off real quick, and then we'll get back on the road. Alright, so we're back on the road, and let's see how this thing performs. Just gonna go through everything, make sure everything's good. I never actually got to test drive the car. I kind of just drove it in my backyard. So right now we get to test out the transmission, make sure everything is good, and make sure there's no overheating, and make sure we don't get any check engine lights. So it's gonna give it a little test pretty much right now, and if everything's good, just go back over everything, and it should be ready to get picked up for the customer so he can start his bar appointment process. So far, all the gears are smooth, which is good. I mean, the original owner did say that they just rebuilt the transmission, and it does have LSD in it, so that's a plus. This car was K20Z1 swapped, but they didn't have the paperwork for it, and had a lot of aftermarket stuff that needed to be swapped out, so I guess we just figured it would be easier to just get a whole nother car, since he still would have needed the gas tank and all the evap system. CME check. VTEC is cracking really good. I'll check engine lights after VTEC, so that's good. This road's a little bumpy, so pretty decent for still being a stock, pretty much stock setup. The piping on here is, I think, maybe 2 1/4, so there's so much more power you can get out of a K series. So if you guys think this is kind of slow, it's not that it's slow, it's just it's pretty much a stock setup, and I'm not really going all out on it because the clutch is brand new. I'm trying to get everything to just make sure everything's good. So I won't be shifting really hard, but I will, just kind of give it some gas to kind of make sure the monitors can set. Because that's the most important thing when doing a bar, is having the monitor set. Once you get that all pretty much done, then you're basically ready for the bar. about 75% throttle right there. Like I said, I'm not really shifting fast or anything. Just wanted to make sure everything feels smooth and everything with this car. It's been a long time. We had braking issues. That kind of took a minute since it had a full brake booster, can't delete pretty much, so I had to put it all back to stock. And this gave me a lot of issues, but it's all good. Everything takes time. Do a new oil pump on here and timing chain and everything, so this motor should last a good amount of time. It did have like I think 90k miles on it, so still healthy though. K-Series really don't have any issues as long as you take care of them and take care of that timing chain and tensioner and everything. They're usually decent motors. I've seen them go up to about 350,000. Only problem is when you get up that high is you might have some problems with the rings, especially if whoever had it was kind of, using it a lot. So that's the only bad thing I could probably say. But I mean, that's usually around rebuild motor miles. So I think anything around 200,000, you should be good, as long as that's the cat is brand new. I would say we have a brand new cat on here, all new O2 sensors and everything. So as far as that, we're doing decent. I did have a problem with the O2 sensor, so I did replace that. It's running good. You can see no check engine lights, not overheating or anything, so it's pretty much just setting the monitors and everything, getting that set up, and this car will be ready to go. It's probably going to be it for this video, guys. I just wanted to show you guys it's running and get a couple pulls in it. Probably gonna go take it out on the freeway, and after I give it a second checkup and everything, make sure everything is good, and after we get those monitors set, that's it. So let's do our last quick pull right here before we take it back inside. video. If you haven't, like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you guys in the next video.